I heard it in the hallway, not the office. My name wasn't said, hers was. The papers slid across the table with a soft, decisive sound. Applause followed. Light, polite. Someone laughed. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories. I stood frozen, diploma folder still warm under my arm, listening to my future being handed to my sister like a dessert spoon. The clock on the wall ticked too loudly. My phone buzzed with congratulations from people who didn't know I'd just been erased. The smell of toner and burnt coffee mixed in my throat. I remember thinking how clean betrayal sounds when it's framed as a family decision. I remember thinking how quiet I'd have to be to survive it. I didn't walk in. I didn't interrupt. I waited until the door opened and my mother stepped out with that practiced smile, the one she uses when she's decided something for you. She didn't ask how graduation went. She said it plainly, as if stating a weather report. "You're just good with your hands," she told me, "not your brain." I nodded. I always nodded. That was my mistake. I built that company with my hands, 60-hour weeks, unpaid, sleeves rolled, back bent. I learned every machine's temper and every client's preference. I memorized contracts I never signed. I stayed late so my father could leave early. I fixed mistakes I didn't make. I carried their pride and called it loyalty. Gratitude curdles fast when it gets comfortable. They stopped saying thank you. They started saying, of course. My sister, fresh MBA, glossy presentations, clean shoes, floated above the mess. She spoke in buzzwords while I translated reality into results. She inherited credit like a birthright. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself families don't do this to each other. I told myself the next milestone would come with recognition. Graduation would be it, proof I was more than muscle. It wasn't. The moment my loyalty died was small and surgical, not the papers, not the applause. It was the way my father didn't meet my eyes, the way my mother measured me with a look she'd practiced, the way my sister squeezed my shoulder and said, "We'll find a place for you, a place for the one who built the place." I felt something go cold then, not anger, not yet, precision. Silence snapped into place like a blade returning to its sheath. I stopped talking. I stopped staying late. I stopped fixing what broke after hours. I stopped answering emails at midnight. I stopped being free labor. I did exactly what my job description required. Nothing more, nothing less. They didn't notice at first. They never do when you are the infrastructure. The lights only flicker when you leave. I kept notes, dates, dependencies, who called whom, which client asked for me by name, which systems only I touched. I didn't sabotage, I didn't steal. I stepped back and watched gravity do its work. The biggest client had always been mine, not on paper, in practice. I was the one who knew their quirks, their deadlines, their unspoken expectations. I'd smoothed over crises with calm hands and honest timelines. I'd delivered miracles by refusing to promise them. My sister inherited the account. She inherited the meetings. She inherited the confidence. She didn't inherit the truth. The first call came on a Tuesday. I let it ring. The second came on Wednesday. I sent it to voicemail. By Friday, my father's voice cracked through the speaker like a dropped plate. "We need you," he said. "They're threatening to walk." I waited a full breath before answering. Silence is a mirror. People say more to fill it. "I don't work on that account," I said. "Ask the owner." There was a pause, a shuffle, a swallow. He asked me to come in. I did. I wore a clean shirt. I sat straight. I listened. The room felt smaller with panic in it. My sister talked fast, too fast. Slides flew by without landing. The client's name was said like a prayer. My mother tried to soften the edges with nostalgia. My father stared at the table. I didn't interrupt. I didn't rescue. They asked if I could help. I asked what my role would be. My sister smiled thinly. "Support," she said. I shook my head. "I'm good with my hands," I said, "not my brain." The words landed harder than I expected. My mother flinched. "Good." I laid out terms calmly, legally, cleanly. A contract, a title, compensation for past work, authority defined, boundaries set, no favors, no family discounts. They balked. The client called me directly that night. I answered. We spoke plainly. I told them the truth without burning anyone. I told them who would handle what. I told them what I would not do without paper. They agreed. Monday morning, the deal was signed. The client stayed. My role was formalized. My past was acknowledged in ink. My sister sat beside me, eyes glassy, smile gone. The confrontation came later in the parking lot. My mother cried. My father apologized. My sister accused me of betrayal. I listened. Then I corrected her. "This is what boundaries look like," I said. "You taught me." I didn't raise my voice. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. The ground had shifted. They could feel it. I didn't take the company from them. I took myself back. Now when the machines hum, they hum with respect. When my phone rings, it rings within hours. I choose. When someone underestimates me, I let them. It makes the reveal cleaner. Justice doesn't have to be loud to be complete. Sometimes it's just the quiet sound of paper sliding across a table, this time toward you. And the peace that follows, that's the real inheritance. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories.